The expedition of gold continues today. We are at the World Club Championship in some country. I don't even know where we are. Anyway, hopefully 2 games, another trophy. That'll be 3 for the season. We're still unbeaten in the league. It's all going swimmingly. So presumably today's the day it all goes wrong. Hello and welcome to Season 22, Episode 6 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at the very least playing against Deportivo Guadalajara in the FIFA Club World Cup semi-final in Seoul, which is in South Korea, I believe, if I know my geography. If we can beat them, we'll have the final of the World Club Championship. If not, we'll be playing against Leeds in the Premier League. Since you're last with me, there's still no dirty red circles on the screen, and this is how the Premier League looks in our absence. So we've got a 1-game advantage over everybody else, and we're still 3 points clear at the top of the league. Everyone else plays again before we're back, but we have a better goal difference. So fingers crossed, we should be returning from South Korea, still top of the league, albeit probably only on goal difference, but with 2 games in hand. So that will be a rather pleasant situation to be in. The team that we're going to be taking into the World Club Championship to try and make it trophy number 3 for the season is this one. We've got Igor in goal, a back 4 of Ribeiro, Eriksson, Aribi and Ndai. Ziyech, Fiorentini and Burgess are in midfield, with Oscar in behind Wells and Iribarren. Wells is fit-ish, again still not really match fit, but we've got to play him in the Club World Championship. We might never get another opportunity. We're having a little bit of an injury crisis. Sedman's broken his collarbone, Diaz has got a hernia, and Plotnikov, in addition to being sulky because I fined him for getting sent off for the 2nd time already this season, also is now faking a back strain because he doesn't want to face me because I told him off. All that means is we haven't actually taken enough players to Korea to fill the bench. 12 substitutes is a little bit excessive. Anyway, I don't think we'd have enough. Well, I can see we would have enough players if they were all there. But then you probably wouldn't have Slocum and Diaz on the bench. So I stand by my original. Even if everyone was fit, we still wouldn't fill that crazy bench. But let's get into the game. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from Deportivo Guadalajara. I hope I'm saying that right. We are solid favourites with the bookies. Looking back through past winners of this competition, on all but 3 of the years since the save has started, it's been the European Champions League winners who've gone on to win the World Club Cup. But 2 years ago, the South American team won it, and Paris Saint-Germain only finished 3rd. We know Paris Saint-Germain are rather a good team. Guadalajara is South America, isn't it? So presumably they're the equivalent. But luckily, legendary midfielder Ziyech has put us 1-0 up with less than 3 minutes on the clock with one of his trademark free kicks. The South Korean fans are going crazy. That's what they're here to see. They wanted to see Ziyech do that because they've been watching him do it on the top level for the last 15 years, and now they've seen him do it in person. Take a bow, Ziyech, and try not. I don't want to win like 12-0. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know what to expect. We might still lose. We might get into double figures. It really is one of those games where I just have no idea where we stand. But I'm very conscious of the fact it's still over 30 degrees outside. I'm sat in my garage, which has a flat black roof. It's hot in here, and while I'm recording, I can't have the fan on. We can't be doing a 20-minute episode today, so if you could just have a nice, boring rest of the game, no more goals. Liam, for goodness sake, there's only 6 minutes on the clock. We can't be 2-0 up yet. Now just sit back and we don't need another highlight now. 20 seconds time, I want to be telling you the changes we've made for the final. We don't want highlight after highlight, replay after replay. If we get more than 4-0 up, I'm turning replays off because beads of sweat are starting to form on my forehead, and we're in very real danger, if I get much warmer, of some kind of electrocution incident where the sweat drips off my nose into the computer, and this will be how I die. Imagine explaining that to my children. Tottenham wouldn't stop scoring, so Daddy's dead. Well, no, that's not... Oscar, for goodness sake, don't you care about my children's feelings? 7 minutes on the clock. It's 3-0. My pre-match queries about how this game might go have now been answered. In all seriousness, if this is how it's going to be, there might come a point in this game where I just turn the camera off, put it on fast forward and let you watch goal after goal go in while I bask in the coolness of the fan that's in the corner of the garage. And are we going to grab another one here? Ziyech on the edge of the area can shoot, but puts it into Oscar. Iribarren. There's not even 10 minutes on the clock yet and we're 4-0 up. Normally, this would be cool. I mean, it will be nice to get our record high score victory. But at the same time, this has been going, 5 minutes already. I was kind of hoping to get the whole episode wrapped up in 10 minutes today so I could get the fan back on. But, Burgess is intercepted. Could he not just let it go by him? We're not going to concede 4 goals. Who would give up such a commanding position as the one we're in now? Disgraceful. Yeah, they've got the ball. I don't really know why it needs to be a highlight. Oh, Liam's in again. Look, no, this is just we're watching a Guadalajaran team just defend, and Wells has made it 5-0 in the 10th minute. For goodness sake, he's not even fit. He hasn't played for about 3 months. Oh, I'm just gonna melt. Do I just pour this over my head? Do I want slow death, full of fear, wondering whether it's going to be a bead of sweat that kills me, or shall I just pour this over myself now and just acknowledge that a fast death is probably better? I mean, if I back up a little bit, I could probably just pour it over my head. Where's my phone? Let's move the phone to one side. Will it do me more good poured over my head and soaking through my shirt to cool me down, or drinking that little mouthful that's left? I mean, to be fair, what's happening now, this is more like it. With no highlights, we're just cruising along, we're 5-0 up. Everyone's had their little goal. Now we can just, let's just end it at half time. We could play a final in the second half. That'd be, a penalty. And they're getting a player sent off. That's not going to stop us scoring goals, is it? Oh, he's not been sent off. Gave away a penalty, taking out the last man through, and still Andy was already on a yellow card. But it's not a red, apparently. Who knew? Liam Wells has got his hat-trick in the first half. Look at that. This is a development on the Lukaku clap that we had way back in the beta. We've got the Liam Wells disco penalty where he's already celebrating. He's having a dance while he's running up to take it. He doesn't care that it's hot. Amazing. That's how all penalties should be taken from now on. 6-0 at half time. Hopefully. I don't want us to score again because that means you have to watch another replay. They've got an Aribi as well. Isn't that much? If we swap them, that might make the game more interesting. If we swap Aribis for the second half. Well played, lads. See, even Lucas can't even get that one wrong. And now, in fact, we should probably take off Liam Wells. He's not fit and he's got a first half hat-trick. I think he's probably done his bit for today. We haven't really... What I probably should have done is brought a few of the really young youth players that we've got just to fill out the bench and bring on in situations like this. If you're Wagner sat on the bench now, there's not really any benefit in you coming on. But I suppose he'd like a little run out. Or is he... he's perhaps enjoying a kebab on the bench. Iribarren's in and tried to get a bit fancy, and it backfired on him. He's only got 1 goal out of this game. This would have been his opportunity to get into double figures again for the season. I think he's still only on 8 goals, Iribarren. So Wells is now a higher scorer than Iribarren for this season, despite being injured for more than half of it so far. So Iribarren can't even use, I was injured for the first 3 games as an excuse anymore, like he has been. Because Liam Wells has still scored. Yes, most of them are in this game. But Iribarren's playing in this game too. Oscar's through and should have made it 7, really. But, if we're going to have the highlights, let's at least score from them. I don't want to just see us peppering their goal for the whole second half. Either goals or no highlights. Ziyech makes it 7-0. I'm not sure I've ever got into double figures in a game of Football Manager. This could be interesting. I've looked back through some of the previous results in this competition. There's 12-0s and stuff in there. So there is a possibility that we could just keep scoring for as long as this game keeps going. I'm going to take Liam Wells off now. There's just no benefit to keeping him on the pitch. We'll bring on Steve May. Vendrick might be a bit put out, but give Steve May an opportunity to grab a goal. That'll do for now. I might bring on Matthew Slocum in a minute as well. I don't think we've seen him play yet. In fact... forget in a minute, Matthew Slocum is 19 years old. We signed him from Wolves 3 seasons ago now, and he's going to make his debut for us in the World Club Cup, because why on earth not? I bet he's not the only youth player in history to make his debut in this competition. How many substitutions are we allowed to make? If we've got 7 people on the bench, can we just keep bringing substitutes on, or are we limited to 3? We're limited to 3. Okay, well, Francis can stay on then. Why let us set 12 if we can only bring 3 on? That just seems a bit silly. Ziyech, I think that was a Reeby. No one knows which one. We're not sure if we swapped at half-time. But Cannon's back off the crossbar. Burgess can't find Iribarren. Even in a game like this, Iribarren is not looking like the player he's been for the last 4 seasons. I don't know. Perhaps he just needs a proper pre-season. Or perhaps it is time for him to move on. Perhaps he, even though he's acknowledged he's going to stay now and he signed a new contract, perhaps he wants a new challenge in the same way as I do. And perhaps he's ready to move on. Perhaps he'll come with us wherever we go in the summer. It looks like we're settling for 7-0 here. 7-0 will do. Oh, we're already 11 minutes into this episode. There's no consideration for the sheer ridiculous heat that I'm having to go through. Do we see who we play in the final? No? It'll be a surprise in a minute. So the final is against Al Ali. I think that's how you say it. I haven't really felt the need to throw lots of changes at the game. The only change really is we have even fewer players on the bench now because Medor has now got a hip injury. And when I said, don't worry about it, he basically told me to do one because I forgot we had a row pre-season. So, yeah, we are getting quite desperate for players. Luckily, the transfer window opens in 10 days. We haven't got any money to spend, but we might have to figure something out. Hopefully, the board will offer me a little bit of extra money if I can walk into the office and just sort of plonk the World Club Cup down on the chairman's desk. Interestingly, I was linked with the Stoke manager's job in the media between these 2 games, which just seems weird. Stoke we're clear at the top of the Premier League, and Stoke have sort of been in free fall for 5 years since Eddie Howe left, but I was still linked with it. I just laughed it off, and then my former assistant manager here at Spurs, Antonio Valencia, got the job. So he's proving once again that he's superior in every way to Lucas, who's still stuck as my assistant, hasn't been poached by anyone else yet, and certainly isn't a manager in his own right. Oscar hits the post. In fact, we're 11 minutes into this game. We're not winning yet. We switched it to attacking before the match because I quite fancied double figures, but I think they're respecting the fact that it's too hot for lots of goals, which is, that's fair play to them. Also, the fact that my camera battery is running very, very low, and I don't think we'll put up with another 7-0. We need to be done in like the next 2 or 3 minutes, preferably with a victory, because we want those lovely Hall of Fame points. Liam Wells is going out to take this free kick, and hopefully this is where we go 1-0 up, and then we'll just sit back and settle for a 1-0. Wells with the cross in. Eriksen's there. It's our captain who opens the scoring in the final of the World Club Cup. What a prestigious competition. I can't even say it with a straight face. Oh, does anyone really care about this poxy competition? Does it even still happen? Presumably it does still happen in real life. I just can't imagine why anyone would care, though. It must just have a load of money attached to it. But what I do know is it has a very high reputation in game and has a lot of Hall of Fame points attached to it. So that's the basis I want to win it on. But the competition itself is, of all of the 7 this year, this is probably the least important. And bearing in mind, 2 of them were the European Super Cup and the Community Shield. James Burgess gets his 10th goal of the season. Considering he's been playing as a midfielder recently since the injury to Sebman, that's not bad at all to have 10 goals before Christmas, although like 7 or 8 of them did come while he was playing as a striker earlier in the year. But still, we're going to claim 10 goals from midfield before Christmas for a young English player. We're basically a player factory. In that thing that comes out towards the start of every season that says which club produced the most players in the England squad or something, we were second behind Man United on that. Surely we just need a couple more of them to break into the team. The likes of Francis and who else? Slocum, Gordon. Just need some of those to break in, and we're going to be top of that. I'm going to cough really quite badly. Dirty hay fever. Right. See, seamless. Future Kev almost certainly edited all that out because Future Kev's got air conditioning. It's going to ruin his evening. He's ruining mine. I mean, he's the one who sat me down, and he's not as bad as past Kev, who forced me to sit in this sweltering hot garage in the first place. He never has to face the consequences, but the sweat is building. I'm actually melting. I am sat next. Shall I just open the freezer door? I've already burnt out one freezer this year. It feels like it would probably be worth burning. In fact, it's got a sticker on the front of it. Register now and activate your free 1-year guarantee. So if I ring them now, activate the guarantee, and then just wheel it over here and sit next to it. I don't see how that's a problem. We scored another goal while that was going on. Splendid. Just keep going, lads. Don't really. I'll go home and leave Lucas to it. I mean, if Valencia's a manager of a top club now, we may as well be getting Lucas ready to take over in the summer when we move on. We don't really want to have to bring him with us. I don't want it to be one of those where we resign and he resigns too, because that job's got Kevin Thompson's name written all over it wherever we end up next. He needs to hurry up and realise that now he's been knocked out of the Champions League, there's nothing left for him as a player. I know he's only 30, but I was only 34 when I started out at Gainsborough, and I'm going to spend a couple of years grooming Kevin Thompson to take over from me when I inevitably retire 3 or 4 seasons down the line. I think Liam Wells has got his second hat-trick of this competition. He's enjoyed the world. I told you we needed to play him in the World Club Cup. If he has just got another hat-trick, we'll take him off again just to keep protecting him. We're playing Leeds in 3 days' time. We've got to fly all the way back to London. Was that? I can't see if Wells got a hat-trick. Just show me if it was a hat-trick. I think it was. I think he already had 2 goals, but it might have been Ira Barron who had 2 goals. We kind of need to see that little team sheet thing that it shows us. Ira Barron, I'm of a mind to sell him. I'm struggling a little bit with him at the moment. I know we went through this with Vendrig after his spectacular season. Ira Barron's had 2 spectacular seasons, and just he's still a good Premier League player, but he's just not. He's not reaching the heights that we're so used to him reaching. He's still only 24. Wells only has 1 goal. Why did I think he'd scored a hat-trick? How unusual. It's almost as if I wasn't watching the game. Right, let's... where are we? We'll take Ziyech off and bring Mario Piero on, who you lot slaughtered in the comments yesterday. I still think he's a hero. He's scored a couple more goals since you last met him as well. He's now on 5 goals from 13 appearances this season. He's not rubbish. 2-star player, my eye. We're also going to take off Aribi and bring on Joseph Owusu. Gordon didn't get going the last game either, did he? So we'll bring him on for Ribeiro. There we go. Get all the youngsters having a go at some point in this competition. I think every single one of them has made an appearance now. Got to bring the youngsters on. Wells is in and makes it 6, and that's his 2nd of the game, his 5th of the tournament. I mean, surely he gets a little jug or something to take home and celebrate being top scorer in the whole competition. Look at that. I'm Liam Wells. I take penalties with my hands in the air, and I can score from the edge of the area like that. Look, I'm still Liam Wells. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying at that point. I want him to get another hat-trick. So the entire purpose of the rest of this game is to get Liam Wells another goal. Oscar, find Liam Wells. He does not, but Fiorentini finds Burgess. He's number 14, isn't he? Piero, look, not a 2-star player. Look at that. I mean, it wasn't very good, but not 2-star player worthy. Let's not concede a goal. Now we've only got a plus 13 goal difference in this competition in 2 games. No, we haven't. Kev, learn to do maths. We've only scored 13 goals. We've just conceded 1. It's not you've got an A level in maths, for goodness sake. It's not a complicated calculation. We have a plus 12 goal difference for those of you who were struggling to work it out with me. Wells isn't going to get his hat-trick, is he? I think we're going to end up 6-1. That's my prediction at this point of the game. Oh, the heat is making me delirious. Burgess, let's find Wells. Oscar, out to Gordon, cross it for Wells. I mean, at least he did as he was told, but Wells doesn't quite get there. He shouldn't really be playing 90 minutes. The physio is going to bend my ear after this game. Ira Barron, though, to cross for... I mean, he's had a shot there. He's not playing the game, is he? Right, well, there you go. We have won the FIFA World Club Cup. Look at all these notifications. I'm continuing the Tottenham tradition of winning this competition. We've entered for the first year. The board are happy. Good. Any money in it for me? No. Yeah, Wells was good. Yep. Hall of Fame. That's what we're really interested in here. Hall of Fame. No, wrong one. Nationality. Not going to get there this season, are we? Are we on the nation one yet? We're still not. That's the one we really need to break into this year. We've got to win the league this year to break into the top 10, because we're never going to manage in England again after this season. We're not going to catch up with Hunky Herb, which is a bit of a problem. How are we? What? We're above him in the other one. How are we so far behind him on this one? Is that Poxy Cup we won in Scotland worth that many points? Because someone explain how it works. Anyway, 3 down, 4 to go. The expedition for gold continues. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.